So I went down the comic book shop, got some stuff, and we're gonna do a little haul video here. I just wanted to say before I get into the haul video. So when I started this channel, this was quote unquote my second channel where I was gonna post other reviews and stuff. And really, what it turned into was the unboxing channel, and that's just because I was getting so many packages in the mail. And don't get me wrong, I still get a lot because I pre-order a lot of things. It just happens naturally, but that's slowed down because of budgeting and things like that, and trying to take care of stuff. And so, like today, I just bought $150 concert ticket. Now I'm trying to budget around that, right? So what I'm doing right now is I'm getting ready to figure out what to do with this second channel because the point of this second channel was I post so much content on my main channel that just can't just I can't just run one channel. I gotta run two to take care of where I post all that content. Also, my haul videos didn't really fit in on my main channel, so they were the first thing to get booted. So I have some projects I'm thinking about talking about. I guess we'll share those real quick. I want to talk about the Darkman movies. I thought that'd be fun because I don't think we're getting like a new Darkman movie anytime soon. So I don't really have a reason to talk about it on my main channel. The Dirty Harry movies could be fun. I'm trying to figure out little pieces of content that I could post here. Stuff like that. So I think I might do like when I talked about the DC slate. I'm just gonna talk about news that I'm excited about, and then when it comes to movies and stuff that doesn't really fit in on my main channel, but maybe it could fit in here. Different stuff. I'm gonna experiment, so stay tuned for that. So I keep mentioning this. I keep winning these claw machines. This is Papa Elf from the movie Elf, which I love. Um, so the thing is, there's one at Walmart, okay? And every time I go to Walmart, this one, you know what I'm talking about. In a claw machine, there's a little drop box, and you have to get the claw to pick it up and drop it in the drop box. This was hanging like this by the edge of its foot on the drop box, and so it was really hard to win because what I did is I grabbed this ugly ass looking duck. And I'm not showing that because I gave it to my baby cousin. Like it's a kid's plushie. It's ugly. I didn't want it, but I grabbed it and won it so that when I grabbed that plushie, it would knock this one down into the drop box. And it kind of worked, kind of didn't, and I had to try again for it. I was able to win both though, and this is cool. Yeah, I love the movie Elf, so I've really been trying to win the Wizard of Oz ones in the claw machine. I'm so good at it that it just gets frustrating sometimes because you ever heard that saying like the worst thing that happens to a gambler is they keep winning? Is because what happens is you go off that thrill of winning and then you keep trying and you keep trying. And eventually I always do win, but it's also like sometimes it's just not worth it. You know what I mean? But I always win. So I don't know. So I went into the comic book shop, and I've been actually been trying to do this recently. I've been trying to go in weekly and follow what's going on weekly with comic books because last year I attempted to do that and it didn't work out. And what I had to do, this was yesterday, right? Not yesterday. Last month I had to pull out all my individual single issues and pull out stuff that I was looking at going, this is an incomplete set. This is an incomplete set. There's no way I'm going to track down all these issues and get them. And I gave them to the people who wanted them, right? So I didn't just like throw them away or whatever. But now I want to actually follow it better and keep track of that. There's a website, I forget the name of it, otherwise I would mention it, that I'm using to track weekly issues of stuff and what's coming out. And it's doing a great job. And also, I'm trying to review comics weekly. I'm trying to do some on my main channel, some here. I'm testing the waters. I think the ones that I started reviewing on my main channel, like the Avengers, War Across Time, I'll keep reviewing that on my main channel, but I think once that's done, I probably won't be reviewing any more comics on my main channel other than like High Republic stuff and like hard, like like paperbacks and hardcovers, maybe that kind of stuff, but not weekly issues. I think that works better for this channel. So expect more stuff like that. But yeah, I've been trying to follow more weekly issues. Let me show you this one. Gargoyles Face Smile is what this is called. I think that's what, or I'm not sure what this is actually called, but basically, from what I understand, this is a reprint of all the old comics of Gargoyles from the 90s. So what they have going on right now is there's a newer series of Gargoyles comics, and then they're reprinting some of the 90s ones, which is great because I love the Gargoyles show. If you don't know what the Gargoyles is, Gargoyles was this show in the 90s that was basically like the Disney version of Batman they made series. Look at the art here. I mean, it's clearly like more gritty and darker tone, right, than like DuckTales or Chip and Dale, like things that would air in that time slot, right? So Gargoyles was actually super popular back in the day, but you know, it's kind of the lesser known of all those shows, just because it is so vastly different and it tends to be forgotten about. But basically, it's about gargoyles that were frozen in stone and then they come back to life in like modern day New York, which modern day New York was in the 90s because that's when the show came out. But you get what I mean. And so you have a lot of these characters that these gargoyles characters, and they fight like magical threats, technological threats, things like that. It's very, very cool show. But yeah, I absolutely adore the show. If you have Disney Plus, you gotta check that show out. But the comics, I never got a chance to read because I didn't grow up in the 90s and stuff. So, and yeah, I'll definitely be checking that out. And then we have Silver Surfer Ghostlight. I wasn't gonna pick up this comic, but I was looking for the new Blade comic, and they either didn't have it or they sold out. I didn't really find it in there, so I was determined to pick something else up in its place. And Silver Surfer Ghostlight seemed really cool, and I do really like Silver Surfer, and I really like the art on this cover. This is a gorgeous looking cover, so I'm curious about that. So that'll be a fun series to review on the channel. And then I got The Flash 1 minute war special. Look at the art on that. I really like that. And with the Flash movie coming out, gotta talk about some Flash stuff. And Shazam! Fury of the Gods on the back. So very cool. Man, I will tell you this. I cannot wait for Shazam. It just feels so weird. I don't really give a shit about the Flash movie. I mean, I do in the sense I'm curious about this movie. It's been long development hell. There's been a lot of leaks about it that have me curious about it. But, like, I also don't give a shit because Ezra Miller and, like, it's been through production hell and it's the end of the DC universe and everything. It's just kind of like, I don't know what we're going to do with that. So we will see. But yeah, I do want to talk about these. So expect reviews for at least 2 of these. Hopefully by the end of this weekend. What I've been doing is work has been so slow that I've been taking some of my comics and just sitting and chilling and reading while I'm waiting for customers to come through the doors and stuff, because I'm just like, hey, got time, why not? I've been reading them, and it's actually been pretty rewarding, because I feel like when I sit here and try to read them at home, I can, but it's very distracting. I'm distracted by other things. I'd rather just be turning on the TV and watching stuff than, really pulling out a book and, like, reading it, even though it's probably healthier to do that, but don't really have a desire to do that. So let me know your thoughts here on these comics. Have you read them? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts.